What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video. Today, a Q&A video. Let's roll. That's right, guys. We're back. Another video. I posted a little question on the Facebook group, Jedha Patrol. Link in the description below if you haven't checked that out already. And I said, look, it's been a while since we've done a Q&A video. In fact, it's been like at least a year or it's been a while. Maybe not even longer than that. Maybe it was a live stream. But we're going to go through and answer some questions that you have posed out there. And if you have a question that is not asked here, you would like answered in the next Q&A video, which I promise will be sooner than this last one was from the last one, put it in the comment section down below, and we'll try and get to the more interesting ones. Not what is your favorite figure, because everybody asked that question, right? We want something creative. So let's get on this first one. And I'm going to butcher some names. I'm telling you right now, going to butcher some names. So I'm already messing one up. Jun Kyoki Kabasun. I feel like I should just give up right now. I'll probably butcher that one so bad. And he says, or he, I don't know. Will you ever shave that majestic beard of yours? And the answer is, I don't see a no. I mean, if I got cast in maybe an MCU movie or Star Wars flick and they said, hey, look, we need you without the beard because we're going to give you like prosthetics and we're going to make you an alien, then I could see that being a time. But other than that, no, I don't really see a future with that. I've had the beard for a few years now, and if I shaved it now, I would lose like 10 years of visual age. It would straight up be like that. So I don't think so. I would probably get carded again, like if I was to buy a beverage. I don't think that would be the case, but no, I don't think so. Moving on, Mike Michelli. I think that's how you say this name. Because Michelli would be, I don't think that would be right. Anyways, if you could make your own figure, from any franchise or movie, what would that figure be? And what accessories would you include? Thanks for all you do. All right, so I've been thinking about this because I've been working on some kit bashing some figures recently. One of them being John McClane from Die Hard, obviously. But I got this idea, and I don't know that I could make it happen. But one of my favorite movies of all time, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I would love to have the Soggy Bottom Boys in the collection. I think that would be super cool. What accessories? They would obviously come with the chain because they were locked up in the beginning. They'd have several outfits. They had the prison garb. Then they'd have like the overalls and those kind of things. And maybe a cow on the top of a cotton house diorama. Or maybe like the trolley guy. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. What would you guys do? I would like some Oh Brother, Where Art Thou figures. I think that would be super cool and obscure. And if a third-party company would like to make them, I would buy them. But until then, I'm going to try and make them myself at some point. So if you know of some head sculpts for those guys, let me know. So good question. All right, and by the way, if you guys want to answer these questions yourself, put them in the comment section down below, and I will try and read them, check them out. Mitch Cohen says, which figure do you... Good question. Which figure did you say you'd never pick up, and you eventually did and liked it? Well, here's the thing about that. Because I buy all of the figures to review, and a lot of the times I keep them, there are figures from time to time that I say, I'm definitely not going to keep this. I'm definitely going to sell it, that kind of stuff. I'm definitely going to get it and review it and then sell it immediately. One figure that shocked me from 2021 was Hellboy. And I held on to that figure for most all of 2021. In fact, I just recently sold it as part of my Making Room purge. But if I had unlimited space, Hellboy would still be here in the collection. And that would probably be the one that I never saw myself actually liking or keeping or any of that stuff. Definitely a shocker and a fantastically done figure by Hot Toys. So Hellboy would be that. Taylor Burnett says, how do you judge how long a figure will be available at retail? I can only buy so many in a year, and I am always worried one I won't sell it quickly, can't afford those secondary market prices. So this is a good question for newer collectors. So I'll put it to you this way. You never really know if something's going to sell. I'm assuming we're talking about like stateside official distributors. I'm assuming we're talking about that. Typically, you get a pretty good warning before they're going to sell out. If you're in the Facebook groups, a lot of them will say, hey, look, this one's going on wait list. This one's got a blue screen warning, right? And I get you can't buy them all. It's an incredibly expensive hobby, and I understand. But I would say pay attention to the Facebook groups. That's what I would do. Usually there's some talk, whether it's in YouTube community, content creators, or Facebook groups themselves, different forums. Usually there's some talk about something, going, selling out, that kind of stuff. I think instead of waiting on something to sell out, right? Instead of waiting on something to sell out, I think it's better to not buy everything, but I think it's better to plan ahead for the ones you're going to want, right? So if you have a year's notice from their time they're pre-ordered to the time they show up in the States, usually a year, sometimes a year and a half, sometimes 2 years. You got plenty of time. So if you like a particular genre, whether it's stormtroopers, like clone troopers, stormtroopers, or if you like Marvel, you like all the Spider-Man, you got plenty of time to pick those up. So when they hit, they're released in Hong Kong, you got typically a few months before they hit the States, and that gives you even more time. So in this game, honestly, you got all the time in the world. You have all the time. The question is, how are you going to budget, your finances to make that work? So that's really that's a tough one. That's a tough one, but it's a very good question. How do you judge how long? Each one's different. Like Venom, for example, nobody pre-ordered, not nobody, fewer people pre-ordered the original Venom. It sold out right when it hit States, or before it even got to the States, it was sold out, hit waitlist at Sideshow. Then you've got other figures that sit forever and ever and ever. So follow the hype as far as seeing when something's going to sell out a lot. But pay attention to the Facebook groups. They're usually the best way to gauge that. All right, John Lukish. I do. I'm trying. Anyways, butcher names. At what point when collecting should you focus on display cases and lighting for your figures? What are some options for beginners and those who have been in the game a while? So, day one, when you decide where you're going to display this stuff, right? So when you get your first figure, you've got somewhere to put it, whether it's on your desk, and you're curating what your desk is going to look like, because that's kind of how I started. I started with wanting to make a cool office for myself to work in, and I started buying stuff and decorating. About artwork, about 12 scale figure or 12-inch figures, 6-inch figures, of all kinds of different things. Day one, I think that the lighting and the display will elevate how you interact with your figures, what they look like as you walk into whatever space you're in. So I would say day one. IKEA Detolfs is the go-to for beginners, and honestly, veterans alike. Detolfs are typically readily available, even though they just increased the price. That kind of sucks. But, global economy, it is what it is. So there's for those who've been in a while, Modu cases obviously going to be a thing. I am seriously considering buying some Modu cases for my own display. But honestly, Facebook Marketplace is where I would go. I would check out Facebook Marketplace, put in retail display, put in display case, display shelf, display cabinet, those kind of things. Check your local area. You will find some ridiculous deals if you're patient and have an idea of what you want. Facebook Marketplace typically is where I find all kinds of awesome things. So lighting wise, check out Luke Lights for your Detolf cabinets. I did a video on those guys. When they keep selling out because you guys keep buying them because they're good. I did a whole lighting tour on the whole collection room. I'll put that link up there, in which I detailed all, I think, like 8 different types of lights. So definitely check that out. Hopefully that'll help you out. But I'd say day one, that's what I would do. Have a vision for where you want to go. Chase that vision. Right? Jake Byer says, what figure do you have in your collection that you like the least, but will always keep anyway, and why? Yeah, let me show you. So here we go. This is the die-cast Iron Man War Machine Mark II. I absolutely dread this thing. I cannot stand it. It has the loosest joints, like has the loosest joints of anything. The ankles suck. It falls over. In fact, it actually fell. Literally, the leg fell. Which one was it? It was this one. I was literally carrying this. I was carrying this figure because I was going to take it to work, and now it's not going to do it. But literally, the entire leg fell off. The entire leg fell off, and as part of his armor broke off. The leg, it's just, I hate this figure. I never really liked the design, but I got a good deal on it when I bought it years ago. And then when I got it in hand, I was like, oh man, I freaking don't like this thing. So the reason I'm keeping it is because I feel like I would feel bad selling it to somebody, knowing how much I hate it and how crappy it is, in my opinion. So either I throw it in the trash can or I just keep it and just hate it. So I don't know which one you guys would do, but that's that. I like Team Suit Tony Stark better than that figure. So there's that for you. Games Mike. I don't know if that's backwards for Mike Games, or maybe that's, I don't know. I've never seen that first name, but anyways, here we go. Since you do a few live shows with panels, that is true, would you ever consider doing one with some of the OG reviewers like Clipper King, Budget Stark, Wendy, Olafson from Hot Chicks Cool Toy Reviews? So I would absolutely do that. I've talked to Budget Stark a few times, super nice fella. I've actually invited him on, but he's no longer doing the YouTube thing. He's just kind of out there doing his collecting. Super nice fellow though, and very helpful. Clipper King, I've never talked to Clipper King, but I would welcome that. That would be fine. And the other one, I'm not familiar with that channel. Hot Chicks Cool Toy, I'm not familiar with that channel, but I would absolutely do that. I would welcome older collectors, older reviewers to come on the channel and have a chat. 100% would love that. So that invitation is out there for those. If you are watching this, hit me up. That'd be awesome. Chris Robinson says, do you think pre-order wait times will ever shorten or become more reliable in the future? As more and more people in the hobby, I wonder if it will have a positive or negative impact or effect on the wait for a figure's release. Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe production could be expanded to meet a larger demand. I think it's let's put it this way. No, I don't think they'll become more reliable. I really don't. I really don't. I think part of it, and I have no inside knowledge here, this is just me as a business owner thinking like what's going on. The scale in which Hot Toys, if we're talking about Hot Toys specifically here, Hot Toys, they would have to scale their workforce, which in this day and age is very difficult to do, finding workers anyways. That's a thing. And then the cost of said doing though, and just the whole thing, I just don't see it happening. In addition to that, they keep announcing, and there's a nonstop property license acquiring and making figures and the whole thing. I don't think so. I wish it would though. I would change a few things. I would change a few things if I was running that company, which I think I've mentioned in the past. And yeah. Ashley Renee says, what's the biggest rookie mistake a new collector makes? Ooh, okay. So here's the biggest mistake I think they make. Pre-ordering a figure, waiting a year and a half to get their first figure. I think that's the mistake. Because you may or may not like what you get. And you've waited a year and you've dumped $200, $300, $400 on something. And then you're in the middle of all the Facebook groups, picking up all the hype, getting all the hype, because that's what we're collectors, is what we do, right? And I think that would be a mistake, is just not getting your first figure in hand, whether you get it at a comic shop, whether you buy an in-stock item, whether you find it at a toy show or Comic-Con or something like that. I would say that was probably a pretty big one. Check out the instructions, ask questions, don't break your new stuff because that would suck. But I would say that's probably one of the bigger ones. If you guys think of another one in the comment section, let me know down below. Good question. Good question. Christian Kimball says, why does Sideshow choose... Oh, goodness. Where am I going with... Where are you going with this one? Why does Sideshow choose to make subpar figures? You'd think after so many years, they would put a little more effort into their offerings.
Emotional damage.
I don't know. I have my opinion, and this is my opinion, all right? And my opinion is this. They are trying to be two different companies. Well, maybe three. They're definitely trying to be two, maybe three. The one company they're good at is distributing products. They're good at that. Like they get products in, they ship it out, they take care of customer support, they ship stuff out, it usually shows up in good shape, so that they've acquired properties and licenses, agreements with different manufacturers, and that's a good hub for all kinds of different things. So I think the distributorship, I think they've done a good job. So that's one company. The second company that you're trying to be is a manufacturer themselves of statues, which they sometimes do a pretty good job on, sometimes not, depending on the artist and what they put into it. All right, statues. And then they got 6-scale figures. I'm assuming your question is more geared towards 6-scale. In the 6-scale world, I think they think because their name's on it, people will just buy it. Maybe that. But it always goes down to leadership. It always comes down to leadership. It really does. So the person in charge of that 6-scale world over at Sideshow fails consistently over and over and over. And until they replace said person, I don't even know who this is, but until they replace that person who is in charge of that department, you will continue to get subpar figures, weird head sculpts, weird paint jobs. It's just going to continue. So what has to happen is a change of leadership for that to happen, And unfortunately, I think because of where they're at and knowing some behind the scenes stuff that goes on there, I think they just have a once you're in, you're one of us kind of attitude, and they just don't take criticism, and they don't like hold people accountable. And that's a bad thing in business, is just because you like somebody doesn't mean they should be in charge or they should even be employed by you just because you like them. So that's what I would say on that. And the third business they're trying to be is a social media company. Like, pick one. That's all I'm saying. If all they did was distribute product, that would be fine. They think they do a fine job at it. All right, anyways, Brody says, if you could improve one aspect of this hobby, what would it be? Okay, so I've actually put some thought into this one. The hobby is surrounded by great people. I enjoy that. What I would like to see, I personally would like to see something go on sale and it ship. Like you just buy it. Like we've made, this is now available, buy it. I would like to see that versus the pre-order wait 16 months, 18 months, that kind of stuff. I would much prefer that. You gotta think that Hot Toys, specific, even Sideshow, they have inside knowledge as to what's coming out in shows and movies and whatever, what characters are coming, and to be able to produce a figure in, let's say, 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, whatever that timeline is. I would like to see it be readily available. So we had Spider-Man No Way Home in December. By January, I'd say January, mid-January, or early February, figures should be available to purchase, and you should have them in hand. You should have them. We should not be waiting on freaking Avengers Endgame figures right now. We shouldn't even be talking about Avengers Endgame figures. Like, we haven't got Loki yet. You know my hype level for Loki is? Nada. I already moved on. In fact, there's already been a whole nother show about Loki. So do I really want that figure? Yeah, I like having the collection. But the wait times are ridiculous, and that business model needs to change, in my opinion. Tyler Cook says, can Batman really defeat absolutely anyone with the right amount of time, right amount of prep time? I mean, he beat Superman, right? Kind of beat, I don't know, man. No, I don't think so. No, I know the DC collectors are going to be like, oh man, I don't think Batman could beat Hulk, and I don't think Batman could beat Deadpool. So I'm going to throw that out there. Definitely not. And I don't think Batman could defeat Iron Man. I mean, 2 billionaires going after it. Nah, I think Iron Man wins that battle. Who knows, really? Bob Dylan. Who knows where this question is going? What would it take for you to want to leave the hobby and sell everything? Oh my God, Bob Dylan. Probably to miss one of your, quizzes. Probably to lose a quiz would make me sell everything. No, I wouldn't do that. I really can't think of anything. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind, and I have said this, I think I've said this on live streams, is if something were to happen to my dogs, Bella and Tucker, and we needed the money to deal with that, I would sell it all, wouldn't think twice, and that would be that. So that would really be it. That's really it. I really can't think of anything else. Best advice for new, Riley says, best advice for new hot toy YouTubers. Dude, you want to get in the YouTube game? That is awesome. Come on board. There's plenty of room out there. I would look at it like a business. And I would say, hey, look, this is what's available in the marketplace right now. YouTube content creators. I would say, this is what's available. Where do I fit in? And what can I bring to the table that's different? Because if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, you're not going to stand out, right? You want to do stuff that's different. So whether it's maybe you have a great personality, maybe you look at stuff a different way. There are people doing posing. There's people doing live stream panels. There's people doing market watch stuff. There's people doing just reviews, whatever. There's all kinds of stuff, right? So I would find the niche, and it might take you a while to figure it out, but eventually you will. Find that niche where you fit in, that you are bringing something to the table that nobody else is bringing. And then that's what I would advise you to do. So, and don't take yourself too seriously in the beginning. Just have fun with it. Brendan, why is Shane a nice guy everywhere but Call of Duty, where he turns into a hatchet-happy SOB asking for a friend? Well, I can tell you this question is based on our nightly Call of Duty sticks and stones games we play. And Shane likes to run around with a hatchet, setting everybody back to 0 after we fought so hard to get all these points. Shane, why are you the way you are? I wish I had an answer, but I don't think it's changing. So there's that. Guys, we got a lot more to cover in an upcoming video. I've got the HasLab Razor Crest that we're going to be unboxing. Hold on one second. Okay, I got a box. So might as well open this now, right? We're doing this. The video's already long enough anyways. I put one of the admins in the Facebook group put up a buy sell trade post, which we don't do a couple a month, not very often. And I saw something in there and I bought it, and it's something that everybody's gonna say, why in the hell did you buy that? I thought that to myself, actually, but it just arrived. And I'm not going to do a video on this, so I figured like a proper video. I'm just going to unbox this. And I figured now's just a good time as any. This is something I owned in the past, and I sold. And I guess it was one of the, you know how when Hot Toys goes on their little breaks for Chinese New Year and you don't get anything for a while, and you just start searching for stuff to buy? Well, this was it. That's what happened. I'm not proud of it. Let's see if I can't open this up. You guys, y'all are gonna be like, what the hell are you thinking, man? A lot of bubble wrap. Look at so much bubble wrap. Hey, there's that. I always need bubble wrap for packing. Dang, dude. He packages well. Let's say too well. Tape. Are you ready? Okay. I bought this because I wanted a representation in the collection, so I bought it. And I'm not proud of this. I got the first order Snow Trooper set. Yeah. I actually like these figures, but I got rid of them a while back when I got rid of all my sequel trilogy stuff. But the more I get more troopers in, I wanted to have the First Order represented in here somehow. I will probably go back and pick up some of the First Order, just regular troopers to add to the set. And I will probably heavily modify them. But yeah, anyways, as always, collect what you like. Stay out of Facebook groups or you'll end up buying this kind of stuff. Leave your questions for the next video in the comment section down below. See you next time, guys.